GM, and welcome to another edition of Dgenzt Crypto Daily, episode 9. I'm your host, Chart, every single day. We're going to do this about 20 to 30 minutes. I know attention spans are short these days, but I think that's enough crypto for one day. If you haven't had a chance to give me a follow, this is your opportunity. Helps us, it motivates us, allows us to give you guys content every single day. To do that right now, if you haven't had a chance to follow our sister account, which is Dgenzt NFT, it's right there. Give us a follow. We have a really tight-knit community that talks about crypto, tries to help each other out, navigate the space. So join us and say hi. It is slightly gated with our NFTs. So if you want to partake in all the crypto action, I believe you have to have certain NFTs to gain full access, but it's pretty cheap. So if you had a chance to come by and say hi, this is your opportunity. So what's new today? Well, we had Elon Musk tweet about Doge. So one of the funny things that I read yesterday was he said that he was going to allow people to use Doge to purchase merch, Tesla merch. So let me just find it for you guys. The latest. Yeah, I mean, I'll find it for you guys. But there was a tweet that he said that he was going to consider allowing Doge to be used to purchase merch for Tesla. And I thought that was going to be some kind of a bullish indicator for the markets. You know, we didn't really have anything happen with Doge as normally we expect, right? So once Elon tweets something, there's usually a pretty positive effect. And fortunately, we didn't get any. As you can see by this chart, it actually did nothing. So, you know, we're clearly not in bullish territory sentiment-wise, because if we were bullish, this would have sent Doge just like it usually does, like right here. You know, we would have had some kind of action on this side, right, where, you know, we jump up maybe here and then come down and keep going. It would send all meme coins going as well, because remember, we were looking for leaders to start narratives, and Doge is obviously a leader in the space in the meme sector. So once it provides strength for other memes, the other memes will actually go as well. So it's good to keep a meme bag, right, in terms of when Doge ends up going again. You know, you really want to have some exposure to memes. Ideally, you want memes that are above, say, 100 million market cap. So let's look at some memes. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me find them on CoinGecko. All right, there we go. So, you know, we want to look at market cap and volume and the ratio between the two. Like, for example, we see dogs, the 103, the market cap and volume ratios are really, really tight, like near 1 to 1, which is incredible, right? It shows true strength in a meme coin. Now, I think people would argue that most of this volume is most likely going to be wash trading. And I believe you. I think there's a good percentage of that. You know, in some cases up to 50%. But, you know, we're just looking for interest, right? If the ratio is near 1, that means there's a lot of interest on that specific token, right? When you have something like Brett, when it's 800 million market cap, only 17 million traded, that means a lot of people are not looking at it, not trading it. Even though 17 million is a lot compared to other memes, it's not quite. So again, we look at, Constitution DAO. I don't know what that is, but it seems to be getting a lot of volume. And so on and so forth. There's options for Turbo. I heard that one before. That meme was going pretty well. But anything above 100 million is where I would place my money if we're betting on memes going when the Doge goes. So, there's a whole bunch of them also on the AVAX blockchain, like the COQ and the Land Wolf. I believe the token ticker name is Wolf, just Wolf. I mean, when is under 100 mil, so that will be a good, like, higher risk play, right? Because we don't know exactly what's going to happen with this token. As more tokens go into circulations, clearly pushing the price down. A lot of people just sell their meme tokens right away, right? Although, if you look at the chart on the right side, it does have a nice pattern, like a really nice consolidated pattern. And so maybe we should be looking at that. So let's look at one, for example. All right. See, I placed that support at that level, and look, you can see that it perfectly held, right? Just there. All right. Now, this proved to be a point of resistance, right? Again, right there. So we still have to get out of that. What I mean by that is we need to make sure that the trend line doesn't get rejected. So say, for example, we're here. Okay, we need to get through here, like right this way. If we don't, we're going to fall back. And then most likely the very, very bottom is going to be the bottom. All right. So if you're playing when right now, you're just hoping at this point, because this range is very tight. And I think we need to kind of worry about the price action down here. If we get bearish, then most likely what's going to happen is we're going to fall through, and then we're going to have the next support be at the very, very bottom, like there. So what is that? 0.004325, which I remember actually playing a long time ago, back in March. So that would be a really good add at that level if it drops there. So keep an eye on when. I am sure it will get some liquidity when it gets to that level, if it does drop. Let's look at some other ones of interest. There's some that are on base, layer 2 on ETH. Again, we want to look for liquidity, like how much volume per day is it getting? If we're down in the trenches, like if we're under 100 million market cap. This one, pay looks like a good meme to look at. 57 million daily traded volume, 51 million regular volume. Let's see where they are. Sometimes we can't even get them on TradingView. Okay, so it's listed under Mexi. Let's check it out. All right, so this one kind of looks like bottomed out, because we're looking at this level right there as a possible support. Now that could easily break down, because it's not true. Like, it's not a true support. It was just a resistance area initially before the pump, and then it broke through. So now it's confirming. It hit it once, it hit it twice, now it's hit it third time. So I don't know if it's going to hold. If you're looking at that, especially if we become bearish in September, it's most likely going to fall through. And so you're looking at most likely somewhere down here as your next stop. The reason for that is because I see two spots right here, 1 and 2, as two levels of support, which kind of sucks because it is about another 50% down from where you are now. But do keep an eye on the volume, right? So if you look at the bottom section, all of this is volume. As you see, it's tailing off a bit, which means bears can be easily in control when there's no volume. So all it takes is a little bit of bearish action to send this chart way down there. All right. Do we have any other ones? Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, stay away from anything under 1 million in volume. Because it's high risk, like really, really high risk. Yeah, see, there's something of an outlier here for 812 puffed the dragon. 56,000. Oh, sorry, that's 1,000. I'm sorry. I thought that was million. 56 million versus 28 million market cap. Yeah, forget that. Forget that. Yeah, when we get into the bottom feeding section, it's a crapshoot all the way through. You're basically taking a gamble on everything. So when we look at things above 100 million, it's a better selection, right? And you can now follow along. You go, all right, the bottom is this one right here, bone. Let's look anything above that and look for volume, right? So we got Simon's cat that recently got volume, right? Maybe we can look at that one. Let me see if it's listed anywhere. Simon's cat and KuCoin. Look at that. All right, so the chart itself is not old, so we have to go to the 1 hour mark to identify if there's anything there. So I see the MACD. If you look at the MACD on the 1 hour scale, the trend is going up, but the momentum is going down. So you can see by these bars, they're starting to discolor. Also, we have the typical head and shoulders pattern, right? It's there. Now we do have a rejection at the neckline, which happened here. So there's a chance it goes up, right? But how much up? Normally to the next level of resistance. So in this case, it would be, let's see here, it would be right here, right? And then from there, there's one more, I think, right about here. So now it all depends on overall market structure. Sometimes we get outliers of that go against the grain, like we saw in Velo more recently, where the market's dumping, Velo's pumping, and it's like, what's happening right now? So this could actually get going and get past that and stop here and come back down and figure things out. Or it would say, all right, we're completely resetting here. We're going to go down. And so down meaning most likely here first, right, to touch up on these levels and then see if bulls do come back. And then from there, decision time, lower high, and then down. And then if it does that, the next level of support would be up here. And then following that will be about there. And then after that, you just pray and hope it doesn't get to the very, very bottom. Like this is pretty bad. Right. I mean, that would be what? A drawdown of like 90%? Yeah, 94%. So you really don't want that. Okay. Anything else we can see in this meme sector that looks somewhat decent? Sundog, 109 million traded volume. That's decent. Some of these are on other chains like Tron or whatever, and I know Tron has been getting a lot of volume for various reasons. So I think whenever the narrative goes away, you got to stay away from those tokens. So if the Tron narrative is already come and gone, and this is just a tail end of the volume that it received, I would completely avoid it, even though it's got decent volume, right? 100 million next to 232 million market cap. Let's see what else. So now we're into the 600 million, 800 million, and so on. Like PopCat, everyone talks about 568. I mean, it's all about what you truly believe in, right? If you truly believe that PopCat is going to be the main meme next to Floki and Whiff and Pepe and Shiba, right? Then yeah, it has a doubling or tripling expansion in front of it. Because like if we were to get a 3x out of PopCat, that means its market cap is going to be next to Dog with Hat, right? Is it possible? For sure. All it takes is the community to make that happen. But if it can't get to that level, then people are hoping for things that won't happen. So, when people are talking about PopCat being 5 billion, 6 billion in market cap, just keep an eye on the rest of the market, right? Where is Doge? Where's Shiba? Does it have room in that top 10 meme to get into? Like Bonk, for example, is 1.2. Is it bigger than Bonk? I don't think so. So then you got to say to yourself, all right, maybe it gets to 1 billion, but not 1.2 billion, right? So which is just under 100%. So that's memes. If you wanted me to take a look at any other memes, post it in the comment section of the stream. I'll take a look at them and I'll go over the memes when I have another opportunity. But I really wanted to take a look at some of the tokens that I missed in my last stream. I know some people commented and said you missed on this and that, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to start with Boson. Okay, Boson. Personally, I love this project. I've been aware of this project since I think 2022, and I really I like what they're doing. I understand what they're trying to accomplish, and I think it's a matter of time before we have this kind of pump. If you look at the price action between May of 21 and I guess the start of 2022, it's able to pump really fast in a short amount of time. I think it's because it's not very liquid on exchanges, so it's allowed to be manipulated very quickly if needed. So, for example, if there's a market maker, they can easily keep the price high, and then bulls they're on the sidelines, they end up coming into the market and they start buying the tokens. So I think there is going to be a lot of that happening when we get to some bullish activity, right? If you look at closely, the first pump that was in April, right? We were at this level right here at 25 cents. We went straight up to 90 cents, nearly a 4x in a short period of time, I think a week. So it's very capable of moving quickly, right? And I think we get that. So in the interim, you know, it does look like it's trying to find the bottom. It might get to uh, it might get to retest this area right here, like 23 cents, if September is bearish again, which is not bad. I mean, we're so far away from the actual bottom, which was 10 cents. You know, a higher low could be at 12 cents. But we've retraced so much. Like, I'll give you an example. To here. So we've retraced already well beyond of what's expected in a normal retrace. Like a normal bullish retrace stops at a 50 percentile. So 50 fib is right here. And obviously we went further than that. So we normally go to here and then absolutely to here. So we retraced quite a bit. Use these days as an opportunity to add to your position. I strongly believe that because, you know, these opportunities come again, if you see once in a while. And when we get to them, you know, use your capital to, you know, DCA, add to your position, because at some point you're going to see price action come up. You're going to go, shit, I missed it. I should have added when it was cheaper. It reminds me of Solana. When Solana was at $20, people were asking me, is it a good time to buy? I'm like, man, it's down 90%. What do you want? So this is me actually telling you that, you know, if you're looking at Boson as a potential play in the bull run, which I highly suggest, you know, buying it at an insane discount is a no-brainer. Whether you buy it at, you know, 27 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, doesn't matter, right? Because we're looking at something like, you know, $4 to be like a possible first scalp. You know, I said first scalp is right here, but that's for, you know, people who like to like take advantage of the market, because that is a major resistance where I put the first scalp and then another major resistance at the second scalp. But the true, you know, sell point on the chart is actually here at the major resistance. You know, now the fibs are misaligned a little bit. You could probably sell it at 370. You know, but if we do expect that Boson's going to have a major run, you know, that's why I have the money line on an angle. So we will be looking at something like this, right? Or even higher. So if it takes a little while, straight into the end of 2025. At that point, we're at, I think, $10. Yeah, about $10. And that is a 30x from here. So it's an amazing looking chart, by the way. As long as Boson keeps going fundamentally, and, you know, continues to break ground in the NFT space and in the real world asset space. So keep an eye on Boson and add as you go, because I think long term this is going to be a hell of a play. What's the other one I wanted to look at before we finish up for today? So Boson's really, really good. Clear Pool is another one that I like. Let's take away some of these things so I can see what we're doing. All right. So first thing I notice is, you know, price actions under these EMAs. So the bullish crossover, right? But that's always a lagging indicator for all types of charts, right? As you can see, the price action starts here, knowing there's going to be a pinch, and then expands during the pinch, right? And then comes down, and so on and so forth. So this price action here is being rejected at the EMAs. It's kind of suggesting that Traders are selling at these levels. They're willing to go lower. So there's a possibility of this price action to actually get lower, right? Even though it looks like we're kind of supporting here, it could get lower to about here, which I think happened right there, but it could happen again. Now, the longer it takes, the higher it goes. So for this, we expect 90 cents to be there soon. Like it'll go somewhere like here, and then up here, down, and then there. Essentially, it's about an 8x from where it is. And I still think we haven't seen the third wave yet, which what I mean by that is if we're to count our waves, we actually start counting here. So the first wave will be here, like that. Down to here, it will be the second wave. Actually, now that I look at it, it most likely this is the start of the third wave, and then we do something like this, and maybe here is the fifth, or here is the fifth. Doesn't really matter. We're only focused on the third wave right now because that's an important wave. So I do believe that we started the third wave. This is wave 3-1, 3-2, and then this will be 3-3. Okay. Now, can we get higher? Absolutely. We can definitely try to get to the all-time high level, all the way up here, even here, right there. So that $1.92 section. But that could be wave 5, right? So we really want to capitalize only on wave 4 and then work with our multiples later. So for example, wave 5 can get up here. Absolutely. But the rule always suggests that wave 3 cannot be the smallest. So it can be the biggest or second biggest, but that's not our concern. We're focused on getting number 3. And so your reward to risk ratios, is really, really good at this point because, we're looking at what? Just to that top level, about an 8x, right? That's pretty decent if you ask me. And so keep an eye whether these EMAs actually reject. If they do, you can probably get a really good price again at about 5 cents. If you do, just go in hard. And if this is supporting and it starts pumping over these lines, maybe get it on the comeback at like 13 cents. Okay, that's Clear Pool, C Pool, and it's listed pretty much everywhere. All right, so it looks like we're coming near the end of the stream. If you haven't had a chance to follow me on Twitter, this is another reminder to do so. It all helps us grow and it helps us provide you amazing content like this. Because during the bull run, you will absolutely need it. Because when coins pump, you want to know exactly when things are dropping and when you need to sell. Because that's the hardest part about crypto is selling. It's easy to buy, is when to sell. So I'll be there for you when it comes, and you'll be ready. And that is it. So that's awesome. You made it. End of number 9. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.